What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're here today because Bitcoin is back above $100,000. Now, this wasn't difficult. This was pretty easy feat. Like I said yesterday, we were just wiping out leverage longs. This one looks a lot healthier now that we're above 100K again. We've got a lot of room to run. A lot of the alts kind of flushed out, which is good. They came down 10, 15, 20% over the course of the last week. And they popped, looks like they all popped back above where the previous all-time highs today by itself. So there's some coins I wanted to discuss: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then there's one more that's looking like it is breaking out against Solana, which is the highest risk asset that we usually talk about, that I usually talk about, and I want to start including this coin into the discussions. If you've been heavy into the space, you probably already know about this coin. We're going to cover it here because I think it's interesting as far as the chart goes. So we'll dive into that. But first off, I want to discuss the community that I'm creating over on X. It's called Mostly Bitcoin. And I'm going to show my screen here. It's Mostly Bitcoin. This is a community for internet financial ideas. We're trying to master financial independence and self-growth together. This community is for high conviction coin holders. So guys, this is a community for people who are interested in the internet of money, who are investing their capital into these markets and watching them grow and perpetuate their growth through things like this. This channel, this community, all of that is perpetuating the growth and getting the network adoption to increase. So guys, let's jump into it. I want to just go over something that I posted in this group today. And all my videos I'm going to post in here. So if you follow me, I'll post on my main channel, but also it's going to be posted inside of the Mostly Bitcoin community. So here we go. I wanted to show this video of Tom Lee, who's on CNBC a good bit, but he's a big Bitcoin bull. Here's what he said today, and this is a pretty interesting video here. Let's take a look at this.
Tom, it just brings me back to you, the idea that how much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years, and now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, a new Commerce secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because, I mean, you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past. That would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put, because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
All right, guys, so that's a pretty big deal. So not only does he see it going to 250, but he's got to put on top of that because of all of the new regulators and people in power coming into play here. So this is bullish. It can't be read any other way.
Just brings me back to you.
So I think it's something to pay attention to. 250,000 is the projection out of Tom Lee. Now, just remember, he's bullish, usually always bullish, but 250, it's not out of the question. It seems pretty conservative at this point. It doesn't seem out of the realm. It seems like just within the price predictions that I'm seeing across the board. All right, guys, so let me move on to a couple more things. A post that I saw today I want to talk about. It's from Bitcoin Teddy. And so this is also the available capital in the world, and then the available Bitcoin. So the available Bitcoin is this tiny little space down here in this triangle. because all of the other Bitcoin has either been mined, is already owned. So all the rest of the capital in the world has to fit into this tiny little square triangle space. It's just a way to visualize what's coming and the new world order that's changing. Just keep an eye on this. And let's just look at this chart that I wanted to show you guys. Now, this is the monthly chart of SUI versus Bitcoin. And you can see how clean of a break this is right here. This resistance zone has flipped into support. Now, the support flipped and came back and tested these levels in the past few days. And now we're seeing it bounce. So if I go down to the weekly chart, I'm seeing the same thing. It's got a clean, it's a double bottom pattern, which is, this is an extremely bullish pattern where it comes back up in the middle and then goes all the way back down to the previous lows, even below the previous lows, and then all the way back up. And then you get a clean break. You see that? Clean break up here, a retest of support, and now we're breaking back out. So I expect this to go a lot higher. And this is, SUI is what I expect to outperform Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So I bought a pretty good amount of this. I want to see where this goes, what happens with SUI this cycle, but I expect this to do extremely well against Bitcoin, against Solana, and against Ethereum. So I see this as the top gainer out of all four of those coins. SUI is going to be the leading. Now, if you got in down here, you're doing excellent. You've already multiple extra money. Most people, I mean, a lot of people didn't do that. It was hard to see what was going to happen down in this area. But now that it's reached back up here, it's becoming clear that this is in a stage 2 breakout pattern. So this is one to keep your eye on. If you want to go out the risk curve this far, this is a great opportunity here, in my opinion, to get in on it. It's just breaking out into its stage 2 bull pattern. So keep an eye on that one, guys. The only other thing is just the overall crypto markets today are looking really good. We're up above 100,000, and Ethereum's coming back, and we should be breaking 4,000 again soon. So the other chart that I showed you yesterday is also the ETH BTC chart, which I'm not going to be able to pull up now, but we're seeing that this is starting to this is the dollar denominated value. Well, we're starting to see this reach the previous all-time highs, and it looks like this is just a back test of support, and we should be blasting off here. I would think up to the $5,000 mark soon. So we're going to be breaking all-time highs with ETH. I mean, and this is, like I said yesterday, this is, I think we're seeing a reversal in the ETH Bitcoin chart right now. And so we're about to see this next step change up for Ethereum. And I wouldn't be surprised if we reach the 5-digit mark, which is $10,000 at the end of the cycle or at some point. But that's just where ETH is going. It's got a lot of total value locked in this ecosystem, and it's a great, it's the number two coin. So definitely keep your eye on this. And yeah, guys, let's take it easy. And we'll be back tomorrow. Be sure to join that community on X. Follow me at the ML Brown over on X. And join my community. It's called Mostly Bitcoin. And the reason why it's called that is because we talk mostly about Bitcoin, but we get into some alt plays, because I believe in a Bitcoin-centric portfolio, and then you got about 20 to 30% out the risk curve. So that's kind of where we're divided. It's also just kind of a growth platform. So if you are interested in health and all that stuff, please feel free to join it. I like learning about fasting. People is doing, 24-hour, 72-hour fast, and seeing how that goes and what they're doing. A lot of people putting salt in their water, things of that nature, what you're cooking. But yeah, let's grow together. Let's grow financially. Let's grow healthy together. And we'll see you next time.